All right. Next up, we have Caden Haws. Let's start off with Mitch and then go to Jared.
Caden, you guys aren't used to much losing in this program as of the last few years. What's been the morale through the first two practices of the team coming back from a loss?
I think everybody's ready to go. Losing to Boise was tough, but everybody fought till the end, and that's kind of been the morale heading into practice this week is that, we're here to fight and we're excited to, get to go play Baylor this week. So ready to fight.
What can be done to get off the field on third downs?
There's a lot of things. We can do a little bit better. Not letting those 3 to 4 yard runs leak through on first and second down. I feel like our corners are playing good coverage. Had a couple penalties this last game, but they're being aggressive, just like you talked about, playing some more man coverage. And it's just something that has to come together. And, that's one of our goals this week is to be able to get off the field on third down. So.
And just last thing from me, what do you make of this Baylor offense? They've been pretty explosive this year thus far. What do you know about them, and what are your impressions of the Bears?
No, just like you said, they're explosive. Got a lot of respect for Coach Grimes and Mateos, and those guys are definitely going to be well coached, and we're just looking forward to the opportunity to get to play them this week. So, got a couple things that we've been working on to improve, and they're excited to show that against Baylor. So,
Caden, teams seem to have tried to attack you on the ground by pulling guys, bringing linemen around the edge, or what does the defensive line have to do to make that become less effective? Because that does seem to be how teams are trying to go after you.
Yeah, that happened a lot against Boise State. It's just a little bit of a different read for us. Maybe play a little bit further off the ball, or just so you can see a little bit better, things like that. But it's something that we've worked on a little bit more after Boise State. Making corrections in the meeting room, and just need to watch a little bit more film maybe, and give ourselves maybe a little bit more time to make those reads and decisions to be able to get play side if someone's trying to block down on you and be able to pop over. So just a couple little things to work on to correct. So
you touched on this just a second ago, but you're going up against a Jeff Grimes offensive line. You obviously know Grimey, know what he does with offensive linemen, and now you're facing one. What does he do so well? What makes the offensive line so effective, and how do you counter that, going into this game?
Like I said, they're really well coached. I think I remember hearing week 1, they had one of the highest grades in the country as an offensive line. And Coach Grimes teaches O-line technique probably better than almost anybody in the country. He's up there, with Sam Pittman and those guys. And to combat that, it helps that we know a little bit of what they do. They run a lot of zone, have a couple of change-ups with it. So that helps us, and just knowing how they play just helps us to prepare. We'll have to play smart because, like I said, they're really well coached, very technical. And, Coach Mateos does a great job with them as well. So.
Jay, go ahead.
Caden, I know you were recruited to BYU as an offensive lineman, I think from a high school team that never punted.
That's correct.
Yeah. But take us through that. How did it come to be that you switched over to defense?
It was actually kind of funny. He just saw me in the weight room one day and asked if I'd ever thought about playing defense, and I kind of blew him off a little bit. I was like, no, I'm a center. I play center. But New Tafisi, our head strength coach, overheard, and he, played D-line at USC, and then at Cal, and then for the Seahawks for a couple of years. He overheard and was just in my ear for a couple of weeks about switching over. So I gave it some thought and finally called my dad and talked on the phone for a while. And he was like, well, just the conclusion of that conversation was, well, I guess go see what Kalani thinks. So I went and talked to Kalani, and he was like, oh, dude, I wanted to switch you a year ago. Go to defensive meetings today. So, and never look back. So that's that's kind of how it happened. Kind of a funny story.
Yeah, that's a good story. So the bull rush you had, that was kind of a highlight a few weeks ago, but just, is that kind of your specialty? Maybe where did you learn that from? Is that kind of Kyrus's influence on you?
Yeah, I mean, getting to play behind Kyrus last year was awesome. I was able to learn a ton from him. Switching, I'd never played D-line before, and just before last year. So I'm still learning a lot of technical things, especially in the pass rush area. That's just, I don't know, probably what I'm most comfortable with. I feel like I'm, one of the stronger guys, and it's worked pretty well for me. So.
Are you related to the Haws that played basketball at all?
I am. Their dad, Marty, and my dad, Kurt, are cousins. So that's how we're related.
Got it. Thanks, Caden.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, Caden. You're good to go.
Thank you.